Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to you, alchemists pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. Back with another article. Quick little headline that I found. This is from the Wall Street Journal. And it's dealing with that. I'll read the title. It says fake zombie juice cards are on the rise in the U.S. and Europe, and it'll have the I'll have the screenshot in post production. But yeah, man, we are definitely in the times of fulfilling the prophecy spoken about in the book of Revelation, right? And you know what prophecy I'm talking about? Book of Revelation, 13th chapter. Now, all roads are going to lead to that specific revelation because it's such a huge event to happen in the earth. All right, this is going to be a world event, just like this pandemic is a world event. It's going to segue right into that mark spoken about in that book. But the reason they're coming after people that got these fake zombie juice cards is because in the little caption it says these cards weren't intended to be a main source of proof. So what is going to be a main source of proof? Will it just simply be the app on the phone? Or eventually will it be, that thing that's going to be implanted inside of you? All right? Because that's going to be the next step, the next obvious step. All right? So let me read this. It says, as zombie juice mandates proliferate in the U.S., Europe, so are the swindlers selling bogus zombie certificates. The U.S. government has said federal workers must take the zombie juice or submit to regular testing, mask requirements, and social distancing. California requires state employees to take the zombie juice or test at least once a week. Now New York State will follow, and New York City plans to require proof of taking the zombie juice for customers and staff at restaurants and gyms. Now, we've been saying this for a long time. We've been saying this from the beginning of this whole setup, the PSYOP, so you can understand. Whereas eventually it's going to be mandatory, and if you don't have it, they're going to try and attempt to cut you off from society. It says employers such as Walt Disney, Walmart, Microsoft, and Tyson Foods are requiring zombie juice for at least some of their employees. Proof of taking that zombie juice is required in parts of the U.S., Europe, to dine indoors, go to museums, and attend large sporting events. So this is, and people that's, really what the elite do want to push the button so these people revolt. Because if you pay taxes for these museums, you pay taxes, from the build these sports arenas, then you can't go unless you take some type of medication, and you gotta show proof of your medical history. This is going down a deep, dark rabbit hole, man, where basically you have no rights and you are a so-called slave, right? It says the spread of such rules have created a market of counterfeit certificates for the unzombified in recent weeks. Schemes to sell illegal proof of cards have multiplied on social media messaging apps such as Telegram and the dark web, according to government investigators in cyber security. A segment of the population tries to avoid the new measures. The dark net reacts to the real market. And I heard something else on, this was on the news, this was about a couple months ago, that the FBI is going to be researching some of these so-called, these people on the so-called dark web, so these people on these different sites selling these bogus zombie juice cards, man, because they want to make it a federal offense, you see, to try to push to the limit where just go ahead and take that zombie juice, all right, instead of going through the ordeal to get the fake whatever. But eventually, like they said earlier in this article, that card was never meant to be real proof, man. So if you don't have a phone, or your phone is dead, or you don't have this or that, how are you going to show these things, man? How are you going to show these things? You're going to have a device implanted that's going to have your medical records, it's going to have your bank accounts, it's going to have everything on it. And that's the next step. And that's according to Bible prophecy. That's eventually where they want to take this thing. You see? And let's grab that prophecy. Let's get Revelation 13 and 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And that's what they're rolling towards. Not saying that the zombie juice is that, but it's a prelude into this, man. All right, verse 17, "And no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." Right. So these things are all lining up accordingly, man. All right. I don't know what you're looking at if you can't see Bible prophecy is jumping right off the page as I speak. You see? Because already now, if you don't have that in New York, you can't go to certain places. You can't go to restaurants. You can't go to the movie theaters. It doesn't matter if you got a pocket full of cash. But if you don't have that zombie juice proof, hey, that's it, man. All right. And there's also the push to go all digital. All right. That's the great push to go all digital. Digital cashless society, as they've been talking about forever. Back to the article. It says, in the U.S., fake zombie juice cards purposely issued by the CDC have appeared on sales for sites such as Amazon, eBay, and Etsy. In May, officers arrested a bar owner in California for allegedly selling fake cards costing $20 each. Because I know people supposedly here in Chicago, they said they can get them for a couple hundred. So this guy, you was getting one for $20. Hey, you got it all. You got to steal. The allegedly perpetrator was charged with identity theft, forging government documents, and falsifying medical records. So I don't know how much jail time this individual is going to end up getting. They will sell them for $20 a piece. It says, while we do not have definitive numbers, we are seeing more of these types of schemes recently, a Justice Department spokesman said. The trade isn't just online. Only last month, the Justice Department arrested a licensed homeopathic doctor in California for allegedly selling patients that she had called zombie juice pellets. Right? She made up a fake name. She then provided fake cards that said the patients had received the zombie juice. She also provided some patients with blank cards and instructions on how to complete them fraudulently by including a specific zombie juice lot number. Wow. So this is a whole scheme. And they show you this, and this is funny. They show you this in that movie Songbird, that immunity bracelet, where people couldn't move around society unless I gotta go back and watch that movie, unless they had that bracelet. And there were certain people that could get the bracelet and then forge it and put you in a database to make it look legit. So, these people that make these movies know where this thing is headed. They had concentration camps, martial law. All these things were in that movie, man. All right? So I encourage you to go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. The movie Songbird. Uh, it says in the U.S., the lack of a single federal digital card has made the work of the swindlers easier. There it goes, that word digital. The small white card issued by the CDC are easy to forge and weren't intended to be the main source of proof. The European Union has a digital certificate which dedicated QR code for each person. So that's it, man. You're already in the database, right? And you gotta show the QR code on the phone, I guess. But what if you lose that phone, man? All right. What if you get a new phone? All right. What if you forget this or that? They're gonna make it much more easier because they got you uh, basically pegged to a number like a prisoner, and they're gonna be able to put that number on a chip. It says while the 27 member countries distribute their own cards, meaning there are variations in the format where they are accepted. They use the same technology, and there is a consensus on how they should be issued. All right. So let me go ahead and grab more scripture, and that'll be it. All right. So you're gonna hear more and more about these fraudulent cards, and more systems, digital systems that's coming behind it. This is the book of Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed." Right, and this is where we're at, man. That's something grievous to cause you to have proof of medical records to enter certain places, man. All right, but it's meant to crack down. It's meant to divide, and ultimately, it's meant to cause a rebellion. So the powers that be can come in with what, man? With a heavier hammer, man. All right, lay that smack down to push in that permanent martial law. All right. So just keep your eyes open, stay prayed up, and realize that, hey, man, we're almost out of here. All right, we are almost out of here. I want to give all praises, glories, and honors to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and Shalom the next time.